How you
Constantine The
feeling?
Anomaly's back.
How you feeling? Yes, I am.
I'm feeling much better than the last time we spoke, I'll tell you that. And I know you are too. I know you've basically revamped your whole image. We're gonna get all into it. I'm really intrigued by everything that you've done since we last spoke, especially with the Anomaly project, the Party remix. But welcome back to the show, New Jersey's own Constantine The Anomaly. Joining me here
Yes,
for
sir.
Mad Max Radio, Live 265, iHeartRadio.
Yes,
Constantine,
sir.
how's it going, man?
It's going good, Max, man. It's always a pleasure to be in the same dimension as you.
Of course. What dimension are you from? How about we get right into that? What dimension
Um,
is Constantine from now?
I'm actually from the fourth dimension.
Mm,
So that dimension is what allows for this third dimension, which is just a reflection or a cast of the fourth dimension.
mm,
There are 11 known dimensions. If there weren't, then the universe would collapse upon itself. So
mm. Now,
yeah.
what was it that really inspired you to really come up with this new character of yourself now with this dimension that you're in? Because I know always spoke very highly about art and wanting to really separate yourself and change, making sure that the art people can really see art for what it is and that it's not what we're being led to through social media trends and really making our own adaptations of art.
Well, I would say you're for one, let me just say you're a great interviewer. You ask
Oh,
great
thank you.
questions. But my the things that I enjoy, as we spoke before, people, I hope they don't get to see that. But when we spoke before, we spoke about the Matrix, correct? I was trying to do a theme around the Matrix. And in that interview, I kind of highlighted my love for sci-fi and the Matrix and the mask and the uni, astronaut type uniform or futuristic uniform is just an extension of my artistry, right? Is an
Hmm.
extension of the things that uh kind of live through me, that I live through every day, the things that I love to study, that I love about myself and love about this world or this dimension that we're in. It's ancient astronaut theory, the idea or ideology of uh, us possibly being seated here from a breakaway civilization and things like that. If you can't tell, I'm a huge Billy Carson fan. But I'm also like, these are things that I've already studied long before Billy Carson. Like, I've been watching Ancient Aliens for a decade. It's it's just something that ties into my artistry anyway. And I thought, like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna really do it. You know,
Hmm.
and that's what inspired me.
I saw on Instagram too that you made a comment that things weren't really going up for you until, I mean, to me they were because we saw the BET jams and things like that that you've done in the
Yeah.
past, SOB's performance. But
Yes.
ever since you put the mask on, you feel as though people have been really taking to you and treating you differently.
Well, it was a conversational piece, right? Because and they have been. At the end of the day, I'm 6'8". That's one thing that'll get a conversation started. And then I wear a mask and a uniform, and I'm a whole character. So that's another thing that'll get a conversation started. But people always liked my music. I think the music is the part that kinda was together more than anything. But this gives people something else to be intrigued about, to be interested in. And I think since I put on the mask, I've been getting so many questions, and even like people before we make it and be big. We know people, right? We all grew
Mhm.
up here, and where I grew up, they didn't receive it. They didn't receive it well initially. Even even a couple of days ago, I was on a live with a lot of the people that I grew up with, and my basketball family when I used to play basketball, and they're all like, "Oh, what's up with the mask?" And like we basically like we rap here. Like you're singing, you're doing pop, you're doing R like pop R&B. You got the mask on. Like what is that about? And I just had to reiterate to those guys that the world is much bigger than the city where I'm from.
Mhm.
There's a big world out there, and there's a big universe out there, right? And um, and when I explained that to them, and then they already felt a certain way about the music, and then when they heard it, they was like, man, this is amazing. So
Hmm.
sometimes people need context as well, especially when you're jumping out of the window from what's normal in society.
Absolutely. And the Plans, that song was fire. Of course, the Party
Yeah,
remix, that's the
plans is
newest
fine.
single with the remix. But Plans, yeah, I checked out that
Yeah.
Anomaly project. Yeah, I could tell that this is you're ready for the radio and the clubs and the stages and everything. I could tell.
Yeah, yeah. The sound is revamped. I mean, I think the music, as far as from a writing standpoint, was always there. We spoke
Hmm.
before. I told you I won a lot of awards for literature and
That's right.
uh, writing essays and things of that nature. So the writing was always there. The the transition from rapping 7 years ago to trying to sing and trying to continuously get better at singing, and then you meet people who helped me with the party record, who are gonna be helping me moving forward, and of course, shout out Yvonne, that's my girl.
Yeah.
Um, but the people that actually helped me with the song, they know who they are. Um, it's amazing to think that when you start something, you're a certain level of good until you meet people who are on that level or above, and y'all come together and make a great song. It's a beautiful feeling. So I think that the sound is definitely ready for the radio without a doubt, and we're talking radio on, on every frequency within the known universe. And so I'm really excited about the Party remix. And it's really like a different song. It's not even really a remix, but for certain purposes, we name it a remix, but it's really like a remake. I recut, I redid, the rhythm of the song is different.
Hmm.
The whole direction of the song is different, but the lyrics are um, the same, if that makes sense. So, um, yeah, I'm super excited about it, brother. Super
I
excited.
I am too. I could tell that you're ready. The confidence is there. I even saw you playing one-on-one with Dwight Howard. So let's get into that because people really were going crazy over this. So how was it playing 1v1 against Dwight Howard?
I mean, it was cool. I'm pretty, he took it easy on me because, I had my gear on. And not only that, the guy is a top 75 player ever, Hall of Famer. He's even higher on the ladder than top 75 to me. Um, and to a lot of people, honestly. But it was just great to be in the presence of an NBA legend. And he was doing his whole camp for the TAT thing that he has the league in Asia with the TAT, and I got invited down. So it was man, it was beautiful to just be a part of that. And he was a good sport, and he checked up with me. We went a couple rounds, but it was
That's
good.
that's fire. Yeah, he's getting into the Hall of Fame. I saw that he's gonna have Patrick Ewing be there for his speech, and I appreciate that as a Knicks fan. And I know Patrick Ewing gets a lot of hate, and I guess it's because he never won a ring. But people always
And he
want to
was
down him.
dominant. He was dominant, man. What?
Yeah.
Pat Ewing was one of the best bigs ever.
Exactly. Everyone just thinks of the missed layup and Jordan and Pippen dunking on him. They don't remember anything else that he did, which is crazy. But he's definitely up there. And I know you're a Bulls fan. How
Yes.
you feeling about the Bulls this upcoming year? I mean, you got Josh Giddey. That's a questionable move. I don't know
Yeah, I mean, I don't get too, because you never really know
what really
people's,
happened.
yeah, really
Yeah.
happened, and especially with something like that that kind of like went away so fast that no details or much details that we know as outsiders. So as far as basketball, I try to stick to that, and he's a great basketball player, 6'8", point forward, can handle the pass, can shoot. He's a great player. Uh, but like I'm always gonna be a diehard Bulls fan, but my favorite player of all time is Carmelo Anthony. My favorites are Carmelo, Kyrie, and DeMarcus. The best player, in my opinion, I know LeBron of all time. So I'm kind of focusing on just watching them and keeping the Lakers and the Bulls, kind of side by side. And I just like to watch the Lakers a lot more, obviously, with respect to the Bulls, but there aren't many players on there that I would um with star power as it pertains to like just yet. Not to say that those guys don't have potential to be, but as far as immediate star power right now, the Lakers have it, and That's really who I'm really excited about watching this year.
Especially with LeBron. I want to see how much longer he can go. He's definitely putting it up there in the ranks for one of the greatest, if not the greatest, just on his longevity, which is great, and how he's playing at such a high level.
Yes, yeah, because a lot of people like to confuse LeBron's longevity, his sustained greatness with longevity, and it's like, yeah, longevity is when you play a long time and you accumulate numbers, but it's not like when you're averaging 25 nonstop for 20 years. Like that's a whole nother conversation. That's actually, it needs to be praised, not disrespected in
Mhm.
such a way. But a lot of people who love Jordan can't really give LeBron all the praise that's due, and a lot of people who love LeBron can't really give Jordan all his praise that's due, or Kobe Bryant all his praise that's due. I think it's a thing of preference when you talk about those three guys. Well, more so those Jordan and LeBron, but Kobe's kind of in there too. But it's more like preference, than
Mhm.
anything. And I prefer LeBron just because of his all around ability. I feel like if we stripped them of every attribute and we just put them on a basketball floor with five guys, I mean, not every attribute, every accolade, my apologies, and you put them on the floor with five guys, who is going to make those guys better? I'm going to say LeBron,
Mm.
and that's just my opinion.
No, hey, I respect it, man. Anything's better because I know it's been coming up like crazy lately. The McGrady, I guess we've rewritten history. All these analysts and even McGrady himself is, I guess, the greatest player of all time. I mean, I mean, with everything that you see on the internet,
Exactly. No, seriously, and I like T Mac.
he was
He was
nice. He was
he
nice
was
on the
spe-
Magic and Rockets.
he was
Yeah.
special. Yeah, he was super special. But some of the stuff he says is like when he made the comment that Jamal Tinsley has more handle than Kyrie Irving. Like, come on. Like Kyrie Irving is a magician. He's the most dynamic, the best ball handler we've seen on planet Earth. You
Hmm.
understand?
Yeah.
So it's like, how could you say that? The only guy comparable really is like Allen Iverson when you compare quickness, reaction time, moves, shiftiness within reaction time, and Kyrie's creativity. It supersedes all of that, bro.
I
It's
agree.
just it's on another level, literally.
No, and we're gonna get more of his great knowledge from because he's gonna be an analyst now on the panel with Mello and Jordan.
That's
So we're gonna hear more
beautiful.
takes.
That's beautiful.
Oh, unbelievable. But man, we want to get into the rest of your history, but this is where the journey with basketball started for you and even music because you were recording at this time in college.
Yes. The journey started from music when I was about 6 years old. I started making music, but I did do music while at school, and it was just a it was just a therapeutic like it was at one point where music and basketball coexisted, and it gave me balance. I really felt like if I wasn't doing music, maybe I wasn't playing as well because those things require a certain level of frequency, rhythm, you
Hmm.
know, to be good at. And I always found to be at my best when I'm playing basketball and I'm singing a song in my head, and it just gives you that rhythm and that confidence. And I think those things are like one and the same.
Hmm. I
But
agree. And
mhm.
it jump started with you really going out there. So tell me about this experience into the universe of Jeremy Tyler, because this is a pivotal moment to where you would start really recording.
Okay, with Jeremy Tyler, that was more when I had went to Puerto Rico as a pro, and that was where I learned how to understand the science or magic of song making. I used to rap, and I was always good at rapping and articulating my words and putting them together. And then I walk into Jeremy's apartment after a game. We played his team in Puerto Rico professionally. He hands me a mic and he puts on a beat. He's like, "Bro, let's go." I'm looking around like, bro, I need 15, 20 minutes to write this stuff. But he's like, no, just grab the microphone and catch a vibe. And from there, man, I just haven't looked back as far as writing. I hear a beat, I can pretty much write to any genre. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's from the past, the future, the present, um, what kind of style. I just can write to it, man. All in
Yeah.
my brain. Yeah.
I could tell even with the new music, and even speaking, just getting back to the newest record with Party, the it's not so, like we said, even though it's called the remix, it's more just it's the same, but just
It's like a
rehashing it.
part two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a part
basically.
two. We're rehashing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the speech that's on it, because it really is intriguing when you listen to the speech that you put onto this record. It's almost that civilizations have always partied. So, what were some of the things that you identified in past civilizations that you're trying to continue on about the partying message into your music with this record?
Well, you know, when I came up with this speech, me and my team, we came up with the shout out C. We came up with the idea to release it on World Humanitarian Day, right? Because everything I'm doing, it has a purpose. It's centered around, this stuff, this humanoid 2.0 character, So we released it on World Humanitarian Day, and it was a speech that I felt like it came to me naturally, and it was just about like the whole idea that um, you know, people may see partying or whatever celebration, not just partying, but they might see partying or celebratory things as like things people do for fun or amusement, and they do those things. But I think just with anything, especially partying or expression, right? It's a choice. So that's where the speech came from. It was like, it was like we party at the end of the speech. Obviously, we party not for amusement, not for fun, not for amusement, but because we can. And I think just that idea alone sparked the whole speech idea. And then when I listened to the greats of my influences, and Michael had that the iconic speech on Thriller. It wasn't him, on this song. It's me, but that's where the inspiration kind of came from. And as far as the past civilizations, like if you look into any of these, like the Dogon tribe, you look into it, like a lot of these ancient civilizations, and when they like even African tribes now, they dance in celebration, for certain spiritual guidance or assistance. And I just had this wild idea that I'm gonna produce. It's actually in the works of being produced for a official, not trailer. What do you call it? Visualizer, right?
Okay.
Where I want to have me partying with uh, a group of people where the clothes will change from Egyptian times, Atlantean times, and so on and so forth. And then I'll have some with present times, and then like the future. And that was really inspired by Michael Kruger's um what is the movie that damn, I can't believe I forgot. Sinners, right?
Okay,
It's a
sinners.
scene in Sinners, phenomenal scene where they're partying, and it seemed like he was trying to convey a message that this stuff has been going on since the beginning of the time, like spirits or whatever that prey on talented people to try to make them do negative things, right?
Mhm.
So, but in this scene, the camera is panning, and all through the party, the clothes are changing. They're going from 1800s, no, even earlier than that, like tribal civilizations, 1800s, and then you see like the 90s, and then you see like so kind of like the future because they were in the settings of like the 1830s or something like that.
Mhm.
So you see all of these things, and that's what sparked the idea for me. And I was like, man, that applies so much to what I think because I think time is cyclical, right? I
Mhm.
don't think it's linear, meaning, yes, we calculate it, right? Uh, but it's a way of measurement as we're moving forward in years. I don't believe that time is real, meaning I think it's a construct which helps us identify things and meet at certain locations. So what I mean by that is I think time is an observatory thing that allows you to put a calculation on a process. So what I mean is we all live and die, right?
Mhm.
We're born, we live, we die. Time is that process will happen anyway. That's a process that's already going to happen. The measure time is the way we measure it, if that makes sense. So that's my whole thing on that. But I definitely got that idea from like Ryan Kruger. So
With the sinners, yeah.
Yeah,
And I agree. I've heard that broken down before with the whole time thing, and it's more of just keeping track more than so really it being a real thing. It's just to really help us kind of measure things, like you
and
said. Not,
organize. Yep.
yeah, it's more in that perspective, and I
Yep.
do agree with that. It is. And
Yep.
how are things in when we look at just your past experiences in past stratospheres with independent labels that you were signed to, now that you really put yourself into this atmosphere as this character that we know you to be now with the mask and the costume, does it feel like you're starting from the ground up again?
100%. I definitely
Hmm.
feel like I'm starting from the ground up again. I mean, I feel like now I have more firepower behind me. Not just from like of what could get done from like a industry standpoint, music industry standpoint, but also from a thinking standpoint, and people that are more aligned with what I'm trying to do and actually believe in what I'm doing and believe in its uniqueness and the potential in what I'm doing. So I definitely like my days of being signed to a small independent labels before. Like I'm grateful for those. They came with experiences um, and lessons that I've learned from them.
Hmm. No, and I could tell this is what you're going to be putting forth in moving forward. Now, is a deal something that you still want to sign, or you're fine with being in your own spaceship or in your own time and space here as just Constantine?
Oh, this thing has like gobs of potential, bro. If I had the opportunity to sign with a major who was going to take this thing, like and just push it, man, no doubt in my mind I would sign. There's no doubt in my mind that I would. If it takes me building it from the ground up, which I'm already doing anyway, that I have to do anyway, every artist has to do. Even when you're signed, you still have, you have to continue to build. The label isn't going to hold your hand, so you can do everything. You can do everything for you. But if I have to, I would. But I would love to take this thing where I know it could go. And even with the entertainment aspect of like live shows, like I know I have so many ideas and things that I know could send this thing through the roof. I mean, you've never seen anything like it. 6'8". It's so much that I would do. Obviously, I can't give too much away,
Of
for sure.
course, I know we'll see it eventually.
Yes, of course.
We're gonna see it. How about this party that you went to, or it was some kind of event, a listening event where this DJ was kind of mocking you for what you were wearing, but the artist took to you. So how does it really feel out in public with people that take to you versus the ones that don't? And how do you let that empower you to just to keep just being yourself? Because I've been there myself where people clowned me, oh, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that, and it's just another. You just have to curb stop animosity and just the adversity.
Yes. So I did go to a listening party. This artist Mark, who was a good friend of mine, but not only is he a good friend, he's an extremely talented artist. He performs all over the place, Africa, like everywhere, DR, Canada. He's performed in front of 20,000s. He's still on his way coming up, but he's just done so much. He had a pool party, great turnout, about 400 or 500 people. And I come in and the DJ is like, who is this guy looking stupid, looking like a Power Ranger, right? So everybody's laughing, and I walk to the DJ booth and I just tell him like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Constantine. I'm an artist, and I make uh, undeniable music, right?" So he's like, "Okay," he's saying, and then all the artists around, they were kind of laughing when he was making a joke. But then when they like, the whole time I'm just walking around the party, I'm vibing, and then these artists. So some people know who I am, obviously from Instagram and things like that, and they're like, "Oh, that's da, 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 da," and they get to showing the artists my page and stuff. Then now all the artists are flocking to me. They're like, "Oh, yo, your music is da da da," and it was just like, it's funny because there will be people who don't receive it well, right? Initially, does that mean that I stop or take the mask off? No, I'm gonna stand 10 toes on what I'm doing because I believe in it. So it doesn't matter if it's a crowd of people who only like hip hop. It doesn't matter if it's a crowd of people that only like rock, right?
Hmm.
I'm gonna stand on what I'm doing, and the people who like it will take to it, and the people who don't won't, and that's fine too. But I think they'll eventually come around too. But yeah, it was. I will say this: it would break a person who is not strong willed, because it's easy for us to kind of hear things like that initially and go, man, what am I doing? Or dang, they're not gonna like this. Or nah, because I stayed there. Every artist there was trying to take a picture. They was trying to, can we work? Like, yeah, because when they realized, like, you're not just doing this for attention. Like, I'm not just wearing this thing for attention. Like, it really bleeds through into the things that I love and I study and I watch every day, like sci-fi, future, thinking of the future, questions about AI, or are we from here? Or like, these are things that I really, really like. Like I said, Billy Carson. I'm a huge fan of Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's just so much information out there that I consume. Obviously, you don't believe everything you hear, especially without research, but there are things that naturally interest me that I take to.
And I know I can co-sign that. Big Matrix guy, Interstellar guy. I'm not an Interstellar guy. I know you're an Interstellar guy.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, but big Keanu Reeves fan. I can co-sign that for sure. So how do you exist amongst the platforms of social media now, where we're getting fed all these conspiracy theories? You don't know what to believe anymore, and where they're following trends now that you're trying to break that mold. And I'm on the same path as you, because everyone's all following the blue checks and the fake followers and all the craziness that people try to follow. But how do you really exist with you being real to yourself in a space full of crazy?
Well, what I'm going to do pushing forward is just put my content out, and just not worry about numbers. I think they'll come.
Hmm.
Not worry about this or that. And as far as the conspiracy theories, and some people come up with some of the like wackiest stuff with no real substantial evidence or anything to back it up. Those things you have to use your own discernment and, like, know and do your own research. You don't just believe everything that you hear.
Hmm.
But how you exist is, man, you get on social media for what it's for. For me, it's to network, it's to reach my followers and my fans and my people who support me. It's to get the music out there, it's to promote, it's to appreciate other ideas and all the stuff that are like negative or that could possibly bring you off or bring you down or deter you off of your track. I just scroll past it, bro.
Scroll
Like,
past it.
I
I
just
like that.
scroll past it, bro.
Scroll past it. Don't get on the explore page. Does the explore page read your mind? Is it a mind reader?
I wouldn't say it's a mind reader, but they think, I think this is the problem with AI, and I love AI, right?
Hmm.
The problem is, like, I think that we are using it a little overly using it, right? I would like for it to be more of a tool, and the things that are created around AI more of a tool than like complete job takers, or complete slate cleaners where we don't have to do anything, right? I think for one, um it makes us less adept as human beings, and some of the stuff, like, we don't need so much of it, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
But dang, what was my point? What was the question again? I hate when I lose my train of
Oh
thought.
yeah, it was the fact when we look at just everything that's going on with AI and just the explore page. Is it the
Yeah.
mind reader?
Oh yeah, no, no. So I don't think it's a mind reader. Again, I think that it sees what how long you take on a post, on certain posts, and then it puts it on your Explorer page, or what it thinks you will like, also based off of your followers, right?
Hmm.
And you're already followers, so sometimes I would see things that I'm thinking about. But yeah, sometimes it can freak you out. Like, you could, and then I think something is activated when they ask to access your microphone.
Hmm.
So in order to use these social medias, they have to access your microphone. And I just know that in the background, they are pushing this stuff like, oh man, I want to go to the beach. And all you see is resorts. It's like this crazy, man, on an Explorer
Oh, they're
page.
listening. You just unlock something that I don't think people really think about. It's because when you have to use these apps when you want to post, it asks you, "Would you like to access the microphone?" It listens.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, oh, you could tell. All throughout history, and I really will never understand it with people being different as far as artists. And I could think of numerous amounts of artists that are. I mean, Cool Keith. I don't know if you've heard of Cool Keith. MF Doom. I'm sure you've.
Of course. And anybody who really wore a mask before me, I obviously know about because I went back and did my homework on it. And shout out Daft Punk, obviously shout out MF Doom, shout out who was wearing the mask in the Wu-Tang at first? And they took it off. Was it
Ooh,
Ghostface?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because on the album covers, they always had the white
yeah,
ski
yeah,
mask.
yeah, just everybody, Kanye, just anybody
Or
who
even if
ever,
you look
of
at
course,
Rock, Marilyn Manson. I mean, all these
bro.
guys had their
Yeah,
own
Rock,
gimmicks.
Kiss, everybody, like even the Weeknd, of course,
Hmm.
he uses it sometimes, but I'm only really speaking of the guys who use it like you don't really know who they are. Like many people don't know who I am in this space. Um, and it's like it's different when a big artist like uses it after they already became big. Because it's
Hmm.
like you already became big, so it's a little different. But those guys, they've all inspired me in a sense.
Hmm. No, and that's you. You're following in the footsteps of, but and being your own artist, of course. That's what we got here. So what's the next on the rollout here as far as the upcoming work that you have on the way that you can speak about? Because you got the party record. That's the one we're pushing. I got that in the rotation for you.
And
Fire
we're gonna be
record. I
pushing
can hear
that
that in the
from.
dance floor with the clubs. So
I
what's
appreciate
next?
that.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I got a couple of ways that we want to go. We're working on a project, but as far as singles is concerned, we really want to push the party record as much as we possibly can. We got some other things coming up surrounding the record, and maybe a video, and then and as far as next singles, we have a couple. It's either gonna be one. I'll give you a little tidbit called "Serious" or Atlantis. And I'm really gearing towards Atlantis because I think like I dropped I'm Him earlier in the year. I'm Him is another crazy record. I might redo that one because it's just like intergalactic, like disco. I'm Him is a crazy record as well. So what I'm thinking is either Atlantis, maybe recut I'm Him and elevate the sound a little more, or Sirius. And you'll be the first to know, man. You know, I can hit you with something like,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
get you that on the side.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
connected on the same satellite pretty much.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
How about
Seriously.
too, because have you thought about really taking this as far as maybe, I mean, comic books or cartoon,
Oh
what you
yeah,
got?
I've already, man, I can't like it's hard to speak about these things because there's so many people like hijack ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, I'm trying to do and it's good that I could say this because if it does get hijacked, it's like, bro, this is something that I already spoke about. But yeah, like comic books, um, anime. I was
Hmm.
looking into movie, anime, and comic books for sure because and I also because I already was thinking about the anime and the movie thing even before I went just full on. And
Hmm.
it was gonna be it's one that we're working on called The Adventures of Nick and Khan, right?
Okay.
So that one, and then obviously the one that represents me as a character fully, we're also working on. So we haven't thought of a name yet. If you see the trailer on my page for Party, you'll get a gist of understanding, like just a soft layout of the direction we're gonna go in for the movie, anime, and the comic.
Mm. Yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of big things are on the way. For everyone listening, a lot this guy has got some really special things planned for sure. I could tell.
I appreciate it.
How's everything been as far as the vegan diet, physically and also mentally?
I mean, I think it's the same, man. I think the diet, like, and again, this is not a knock on anybody who eats meat, but for me personally, knowing my body and the challenges that I had when I was eating meat, I was also living in a different country. That could have been a thing or a reason as well. But when I was eating meat to now, it's just like, man, I just feel good, man. I can't complain at all.
Hmm. It's amazing transition that you made. I think it really has helped out the lifestyle completely with the music. How was it when you were on this certain event in this planet at this listening party with Maino?
Oh yeah, when I went to Maino's listening party, that was dope. I have so much respect for not just the artists who do my type of music, but for the rappers, the hip hop guys, rock, everybody, artists in general. I have so much respect for them because I understand how hard it is to be an artist and how much you have to do to sustain and be great and to be uh, a prevalent name in this space like Maino has been for years. So, my PR let me know about the event. I had met Maino previously. He was a good dude, DMing and stuff like that. And then I just pulled up on him. That was at his last album release party. It was dope.
Fire. You're always out there networking and connecting. You mentioned that through social media, so you're
Yeah.
always out in the stratosphere. So, how about some events up and come as far as performances that we could see you at? Do you have any lined up?
Well, I'm working on my own and actually out the country. So you can look out for that. In well, we're gonna I can say exactly where. There'll be one on the East Coast in the tri-state area, and there'll be one in Canada.
Ooh,
So we're working on that now, to where we'll have something with a couple of Canadian artists with East Coast tri-state artists, and we'll put on a very good big show. I might also be performing um, earlier than that. I'll keep you guys posted on something else that we're working on as well. So, but the tri-state and the Canada one is pretty much for sure.
and your
Yeah.
fans will be looking forward to it. So, what's some words of encouragement you can give to the anomalies out there that really stand alone, that are struggling to figure out why they're not getting the traction that they should be getting, being true to themselves and real with their art?
I would just say keep standing firm and believing in yourself and keep, you know, doing your own thing and moving to the frequency of your own drums because believe me, they see. They may act like they don't see, but they see, especially when you're walking in your own truth and you're doing your own thing. And it may seem like everything else is getting more attention and notoriety, but the more you pour into your craft, the more you get out of it.
Mm, that's real.
Yeah.
I respect that, and that's what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. Trying my hardest, man.
That's
Can't
you.
stop. I don't think universe willing, nothing I'm alive and well. There isn't much that can stop me if I'm alive and well. I will I would do this or I would perish in the process, in the words of 50 Cent. So I have to figure out a way to make it happen, to get my music out to the masses, to get my story out to the masses, to get my personality out to the masses, and to connect with the people that I'm meant to connect with.
hmm And you're doing it. The traction's
Mm.
growing, especially with
Yes, it is.
this whole
Yep.
new revamp, reimaging, the character, everything. This is you. This is
Yeah.
Constantine.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Constantine, is there anything else you want to let your fans know that we didn't talk about here tonight that you want to get out for everyone?
I just want everyone to please go stream Party Remix. It's Party. That's how the word party is spelled, by Constantine with two I's. So Constantine, Constantine Party. Please go stream that, run that up. There's a lot of big things coming behind that. And stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. There's plenty more to come. We phasing in and out of dimensions, and we're bringing a little bit more with us each time that we return to planet Earth.
Now, what do you have to have in your dimension before we get out of here? What dimension are you going to, and what's in your dimension that people may not know about that requires you to be at peace and be happy?
Well, my dimension is all about spreading love and connection and oneness with each other. So all you have to do is, man, exist and be a good person. And we're all plagued by negative thoughts and positive thoughts, the duality, the balance, the yin and yang. But you can choose. Don't forget the power of choice. You can choose which route you want to take. So keep that in mind.
True. That's very true. Party, the remix, go check it out. Make sure you stream it, download it. It's available on all platforms, Apple Music. Make sure you tap in for sure. Constantine, I want to thank you for coming on the show again. It's been an honor
Thank you,
to have
Max.
you. Yeah, of course.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, when you drop this up, whenever you need press, let me know. You're always welcome back on the show, whatever upcoming project,
I
the tour, whatever
appreciate
you
you.
need.
Yes, I appreciate you, bro. We locked in. No problem.
Absolutely. You already know. And let them know where they can follow you on Instagram, all your
On,
platforms.
okay, so on all my on TikTok, you can find me at Constantine.ta. Everything else, you can find me at Constantine with two eyes. And on Instagram, you can find me at BGM underscore Willie Beeman. WILLIEBEAMEN. I know it's not Constantine, but I've been working, trying to get in touch with Instagram. Like it's been a struggle of trying to get this name changed, but it will happen soon. But for now, you guys can follow me at BGM underscore Willie Beeman on IG.
Tap
You're
in
gonna know
Instagram.
when you see it. Is you know?
Exactly. The Instagram's got to get that figured out so we can get you up there with Constantine with two eyes.
That's right. That's right.
Two eyes. And thank you to Yvonne too for getting us set up
Yep.
as
Yep.
always.
Yep. 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 I thought
Yeah.
how at the beginning. That's my girl right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, locking us in, Yvonne. Yvonne Forbes, La Bella Diva, PR. Make sure you
Exactly.
guys
See?
tap in.
What dimension are you off now once we get off here? Where are you heading to?
Oh, once I leave here, I'm going back to my home planet. I'm gonna take my helmet off and put it into my processor,
Mm,
and just dream about all the things that I want to accomplish in this universe and in each dimension.
mm. You heard it from Constantine first. Thank you for coming on the show, man. I look
No
forward to
problem, man.
everything you got on the way. Anytime,
Thank
you're
you,
always welcome
bro.
back on. You already
Thank
know.
you, bro. You already. Thank you, bro. Have a good one, bro. I'm
You
out.
too. Peace out, man.
Peace.
Peace.